You are entering the world of Mastershamanpalichee with Palichee Healing. We discuss here the universe, enlightened shamanism, and our world, informing the misinformed. Warmest Blessings. This is Mastershamanpalichee. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be discussing who's guiding you when practicing shamanism. And this is the fear that goes around. Who is it that you are worshiping? Who is it that's giving you direction spiritually as you rise to become a shaman? Now, if you don't know me yet, I am Mastershamanpalichee, the founder of Palichee Healing. My mission is simple yet powerful. It is to help humanity rise spiritually, morally, and consciously. And this is the universe, enlightened shamanism, and our world podcast. If you are drawn to spirituality, shamanic practice, and wanting to dive deeper into metaphysical truths, you are in the right place. So today we are diving into a topic that every rising shaman wrestles with, but rarely speaks about. So who is actually guiding you or being worshipped when you practice shamanism? This concern is universal. And today we're going to talk about the general perspective of this. So many rising shamans and intuitive individuals experience anxiety around whether their guidance is divine, ancestral, or something totally different and totally not benevolent, right? But here's the truth. Across cultures and across time, there has always been one higher divine source that indirectly guides every shamanic path. Many know him by the different names, and these names are different in different cultures, right? But I acknowledge him as God, Yeshua, or in Hmong, Yosho. This foundational truth is something every shaman must understand. If you're practicing shamanism and have never looked into this truth for yourself, then you may need to undergo a self-purification process. So this is one that aligns you with a vibration higher than your own. And you must either have a sifu or your spiritual guides help you in this self-purification process. And to get to the self-purification process, you must undergo a sort of initiation process. The rule of thumb is for every shaman is you've got to ask yourself, what brought you to shamanism? What was the thing that urged you to find out more about becoming a shaman? Drop it in the comments below right now. Was it a calling, a crisis, a curiosity, or something ancient within you waking up? Which one was it? A calling, a crisis, a curiosity, or something ancient within you that was waking up? At least that you would have felt this way. I have a client story that just happened not too long ago. This client came in the shamanic training program, and she came in very excited, intuitive, and needing a lot of lessons, a lot of guidance in discerning, deciphering in her meditations, in the things that she was seeing in the meditations, what she was doing, her whole process. And she had been doing these meditations since about maybe 2 years ago when I was helping her in regards to different things in other areas of her life. And she started this because we ended up talking about her starting her journey 2 years ago. So she started to, at that point in time, doing meditations on a daily basis, very diligent in doing so. She comes into the program more recently this year, and she was doing very well, I would say. And she got into her journey connected to her spiritual guides. She was doing different movements that spirit guides was teaching her, got her altar all up and going, and everything was running well. Up until the point, this was after the 11X Enlightenment program, she got out of the program and started the growth program. And when she got out into the growth program, some new things started to challenge her, she felt. this in her. Even 2 years ago when I was speaking with her, this was a need, like always wanting to have something new in regards to spiritual powers and or spiritual abilities. She was able to tap into something with her spirit guides and became very active in this. And so almost like actively in the spirit world. I knew this and I had told her, I feel you are looking remotely for new energies, new powers, new abilities to utilize. And would you say that's true? And she says, yeah. And so I ended up telling her this specifically. You must be willing to allow your spiritual guides to get you there instead of you getting your spirit guides to get there. So basically, if you're a rising shaman, you must know this part. You must discern whether you wanted to do the thing first or did your spirit guides lead you there first. Which one was it? You wanting it, desiring it, or your spiritual guides calling you to do whatever it is that they saw that you needed? And in fact, most of the time she was saying, oh, because I believe I wanted this. So then she ended up leading her spiritual guides to a certain dimension or place. What happened was she got overtaken by negativity. And her spirit guides was trying to help her get out of this negativity, right? It was like tricking her brain, switching on something that wasn't on before. What happened was at the end, it was very difficult for her to get out, but I was able to pull her out of that space, out of that place. She wasn't fully 100% at the end, but she was able to calm and to be more collected to help herself to do this. What is the reason for me telling you this client disciple story? For all of those that are rising shamans or those even that are not rising shamans, but have always wanted to tap into your gifts and abilities or tap into hearing spiritual guides guide you. You're so wanting this and so interested, so fascinated by this, that sometimes you discern incorrectly and then you allow your desires to take you to the place that you don't want to be. And this place is a greed inside of you because you're wanting more and more of whatever this thing that is fascinating you. And what happens is greed of this power can get you to the absolute incorrect place. It may actually hurt your spiritual journey and pull you back to take a step back to say, oh boy, I got to help myself now. Just being in the spiritual realm, it will give you these tests and trials. Before I move forward, I'm going to take a quick, brief break and mention to you that there's two things that will accelerate you on your spiritual growth right now. My spiritually insightful teaching memoir, which is The Laws of the Universe, and it will be up here on the screen. This is the QR code that you can go to. And The Universal Laws of Mankind is a memoir and shamanic aspect, a book that I wrote inviting you to reflect on your own spiritual journey. So something that will help you throughout your rising shamanic journey. Even if you are not trying to be a shaman or want to be a shaman at all right now, but you have gifts and abilities, this is going to be something that will help you along the path. QR code is going to stay here for a little while. If you're ready for deep transformation, then schedule a personal one-on-one, on-point soul reading and healing session with me at falithehealing.com. Whether it's in a 30-minute session or a 60-minute session, you're going to somehow get elevated spiritually, whether you know it or not. And most people walk out of these spiritually elevated. Let's go deeper into this concept of the many rising shamans that feel disconnected from their spirit guides. Now, in the story of the disciple, I told that story so that you understand that you shouldn't be too afraid, especially when your guides has been purified or filtered and you have them with you. You shouldn't be too curious. The curiosity kills the cat, right? Too curious in desiring more and more. Allow is the key. When you go into your rising shaman journey, you must allow things to happen. You don't go in and desire things and then lead the way. You allow your spiritual guidance to lead you into your spiritual journey. Whether you are going to become a shaman or a seer or a wizard or anything, this is the rule of thumb. They feel as though they can't trust their spirit guides. In the case of the client disciple, she wasn't yet able to trust her spirit guides fully, but I know the reason why. Typically, after purification, you should be able to trust your spiritual guides comfortably, and you have to build the momentum, build the relationship with them. When most people go searching for more doors or powers or supernatural access points, they sometimes will encounter paranormal or intrusive spiritual activity. That's exactly what happened to the client. Entities can enter in your space, and in rare cases, even their body. And that's what I'm talking about today. So you have to make sure, for those of you that do not have a sifu, or even if you have a sifu but you're not really sure yet, you have doubts, you have fear about believing or trusting in your spiritual guides, that means that you have not built a trust or self-trust. So this is very real. It happened to one of the disciples. So what I'm going to say is this is the reason why spiritual alignment and purification are not optional. They are mandatory. Honest to God truth, and you need to have a purification. You also need initiation before that can be done by another energy higher than yourselves. Now, common types of spiritual guide across shamanic traditions are deities, thunder or lightning or elemental forces, gods and goddesses of love or emotional realms, celestial guardians, celestial guides, ancestral guides, including ancestral pairs of guides, sun or moon deities, guardians of mountains, rivers, or natural dimensions, extraterrestrial intelligence that communicate guidance to you, and many more across realms, dimensions, and lineages. Now, understanding who you are connecting with and maintaining sovereignty over your spiritual space is non-negotiable. You must maintain sovereignty, peace with your spiritual space. Do not allow in any kind of negativity or wild negative energies that could possibly infiltrate your spiritual space, especially one that your teacher has cleared for you already. You must give trust to the process of rising as a shamanic healer or a seer, a wizard, whatever it may be, an oracle. So in closing, I'm leaving you with this truth. Your mindset shapes your spiritual experience. It shapes everything in your spiritual journey. If you enter your practice with fear, doubt, confusion, you unintentionally open the door to lower vibrations, and they will continue to mess with you as you rise. If you enter the practice with positivity, you show up with clarity, confidence, intention, you attract guidance that elevates, heals, and protects you. No doubt about that. Ultimately, it's not just about who you connect with. It's about the energetic frequency you bring into that connection. Like I said, you have to allow yourself to trust yourself to building this rapport with your spiritual guides. or with whoever it is that you are worshiping, that came upon you for worshiping. Usually this comes when your spiritual guides are released to you through your sifu or a higher energy. Ultimately, it's not just about who you are connecting with, who it is that you are worshiping. You must come and show up with good, benevolent, positive frequency. You must bring this into the connection because you are part of that connection with your spiritual guides. If your thoughts, your intention, and your spiritual discipline determines this piece of you, then so your thoughts, your intentions, and your spiritual discipline determines whether you rise or remain stuck, or maybe even get into a rut, right? Like the story that I just told. If this episode supported you in any way, shape, or form, please help my mission by simply liking, subscribing, turning on the notification button, and leaving a comment down below. Anything that you need from me is in the description below, and we'll talk next time. Warmest blessings.